Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. This is Jackass Retro. My name is Matt, and today's episode is going to be about pricing, research, and listing postcards. I'm actually doing this video because a lot of comments asked me to do so. I thought this would be helpful. This is information I've gathered from other content creators through my own practices, general research, and just doing it. So a couple of things here real quick. First of all, I am not an expert. This is not the way to do it. This is the way I do it. There's a lot of different ways to go about it. But I'm just going to share my process and, take it for what you will. Hopefully you'll find something useful. And secondarily, there's a lot of other great content creators out there who put out postcard content. Just want to give a shout out to them. And if you have comments, questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Also, if there's other content you'd like to see, let me know. And we can maybe put that together for a future video. So I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to share our screen here real quick. So let me get set up for that. There's that. All right. So first of all, let me just show you. I typically will work in batches. This is, 7,500 postcards. Usually a good workable size batch. We're going to probably work through around half of those today. Next up is my top loaders. I usually have these ready. Once I have them listed, they're going to go in soft sleeves and a top loader. Mostly I do this, store them this way because I want to make sure that the postcard, once I list it, reaches the customer in the same condition that is shown in the pictures. I also find a lot of sellers out there will just, put them in a box and sort them that way. That's fine. Some will put them just in the soft sleeves. That's fine as well. It does help in, saving space if you're storing them just in the soft sleeves. For me, when I'm searching through a pile of my postcards looking for one when one sells, I find it's a lot easier when I'm searching through this way than trying to search through in the soft sleeves. So for me, just a matter of preference. Again, there's many ways to do this. This is just how I do it. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and disappear from what you're seeing here. And we are going to start taking a look at all of this. So let me get that maxed up. So I mentioned I prefer to work in batches. So you can see here, this is just sort of a master folder of the many batches that I have. I find doing this just helps me be efficient in where I'm pulling my images from. eBay, once you upload an image from a particular folder, it will automatically draw from that same folder until you change it. So, or Windows, I should say, not necessarily eBay. So I find that to be helpful in just making this a little bit quicker. And then here we're just going to see the inside of the folder we're working from today. Now I'm usually listing from my laptop. So what I did, because I'm filming this from a different computer, is I actually just set us up today with a number of drafts that already have the images upload. This, again, is typically not the way that I operate, but for ease of recording this video, what I did was just set up all these drafts so that we can just go through them one by one, and you can see the image, and we can talk about that as well. So, again, folders of batches, the images in the batch, these are front and back in order. And then a couple of other windows that I will have open before I get started here. One is WorthPoint. I do have a WorthPoint membership. I highly recommend using this site if you're regularly listing items that you want to have prices on. This is not sponsored by WorthPoint. I just use this site regularly. If you have an eBay store, you can also have the Terapeak page open. That's good to have a tab ready to go for that. Another good resource here is metropostcard.com. These really good for artists, signed postcards, publishers. You can look up publishers here. Techniques, in general, if you're looking to get into postcards, this site has just a ton of great information and really a good place to kind of get your feet wet in terms of just general knowledge on postcards. And then finally is a great resource for real photo postcards, playl.com. This can help you date real photo postcards using the stamp box. So you can see here the various stamp boxes here, and it basically just is a good guide for dating real photo postcards based on the stamp box. I don't think we have a ton of real photo postcards today, but I did just want to mention this real quick because it's such a good source of information. So let me just close this down. And then there's going to be one other thing. You want to have a couple of search windows open as well. One, you'll want to look at solds. And then the other one, you're going to want to look at what's out there. So let's just go ahead and we'll get started with our first postcard here. And these two images were just the ones I showed you. So here's our first one. It's like a car dealership, the Roth Buick Company. So what I'll probably do first is just do, you want to do as, fairly broad as possible. So Roth Buick. Let's just see if anything comes up from Roth Buick. Nothing there. I'm just going to copy this now. And we're going to take a look in the solds. Looks like here is the same postcard just sold for $30. Okay. So that's good. We like to see that. We're going to take a look here. And here's that same sale in the postcards. I'm going to look for best match now. See if we have any others. Not seeing anything but the one. Up here's one down here. $22.77. And yeah, that's about it for that. Let's take a look at Terapeak. We'll probably have the same results here. Looks like none of these really match. That's okay. We're not needing anything from Metro Postcard right now. So when titling, here's how I'm going to start. First of all, Vintge Postcard. Now, we know that this is a Chrome postcard. I would definitely recommend, if you are new to postcards, learning the difference between Chrome, linen, divided back, undivided back, real photo postcards, like just learning the very basics before you get started. So this one we know is a Chrome, and pretty straightforward on that. I'm going to go ahead and put it Chrome postcard. All right. Next up, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, This is information I know I'm going to want to have, and then I'll put the abbreviation, PA, right? Now we're going to go Roth, Buick, and what other information do we have here that we can add in there? Buick's a pretty good one. We could say dealership. We could say that this is unposted. You can abbreviate that, but with UNP. You know, we've got 21 characters left. So let's do dealership. We'll unposted. We'll put car. There we go. So if you find yourself running low on characters, you can take out the Pennsylvania here, right? We're just trying to use up as many of these as possible, right? What are people going to be looking for? They might be looking for Buick postcards. They might be looking for car dealership, cars, all of those things. They might be looking for stuff from Philadelphia. So, you know, I usually start at the beginning with the stuff that I know I want to have in there. I'll always include the location because that's probably one of the most searched parts of the title. The Roth Buick is the next part. And we can see real quick, if we go back and look at that sold, where do we go here? The sold Roth Buick Co. postcard unused, right? So mine is basically the same, saying the same thing. I'm using unposted. Sometimes I'll use the word unused in mine. We're not doing that today. So then I'm going to take my title. I'm going to just copy it. I'm going to paste it down here into my title. Actually, I don't like that. So I'm going to paste it there. And then for your condition, I just use a boilerplate. It's the same thing for every postcard, unless there's some serious defect that I want to make note of. Normal wear associated with an old postcard, minor creases, a corner bump, ink on the front, etc. Right? Pretty straightforward. Now, I do fill in. We want to make sure we change our category to. Oops. I'm going to browse categories. I could probably put this in transportation if I wanted to, and automobiles. I could also put it in U.S. cities and towns, Pennsylvania. As long as it's accurate, right? You're probably doesn't make a tremendous difference because people are really doing this more on a keyword search. I'm going to put transportation, automobiles, just because it's a little bit more granular, right? And it may get me a little bit better results. There's a lot of Pennsylvania postcards out there. I have a ton. So it's really up to you. For me, because I feel like Pennsylvania postcards, there's a lot more out there than transportation. I'm going to go with this. Then down here, we start doing the item specifics. Era, this is a chrome, right? Where region is Pennsylvania. Printed. It's not a photograph. It's not a real photo postcard. You can put the brand of the vehicle here, and then we're going to put our unposted condition. There's a lot of discussion and debate around, like, do you need to put posted or unposted? My opinion, it really doesn't take extra time, and there might be somebody who wants a clean version of the postcard out there for whatever reason. So then my description down here is the same, just same title, same condition descriptions in the body. I have my boilerplate thing, some stuff down here about my promotions and how I price. And now we're going to talk about prices. So we know one just sold in January for $29.99. There's no other postcard on the market right now for this same postcard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go higher than that, the make offer option. This is a desirable postcard. Why? Well, let's talk about it. It's got transportation. It's a night scene. You can see these cool cars. You've got neon signs. This is a cool postcard, right? Might I be able to get more than $29.99 for it? Maybe. Depends on who's buying in the collector. So I'm going to go ahead and set my price there. Will I get it? Maybe. Will I get more than $29.95? Probably. I can send out offers. I can accept offers. And anytime that I have a make offer option on my card, I charge for shipping. Now, I am not a white envelope shipper for postcards. I ship first class with tracking. So I do charge $3.50. However, my pricing structure, you buy one postcard and every other postcard will ship free, no limit, anywhere in the world. I also offer bulk discounts. So there's a number of things that my buyers can do to try to save money. So now we've got all that built out, we're going to go ahead and list it. Now, if I'm working normally and I don't have all these drafts ready to go, I'm just going to go ahead and hit click similar and move on to the next postcard in my stack. But we're done with this one, so we're going to go ahead and complete another draft. So my stack here is scanned in order, and I keep them in order as I'm going through them. Just makes it a lot easier. As soon as I list the card, it goes in the sleeve, and then it's ready to be sorted away. So next up, we've got the Emery Motel. Give me just a second here, make sure I've got the card. There it is. Emeryville Motel in Oakland, California. So we're going to just kind of start that process. Bill Motel. So we don't have any matches there, obviously. Let's see if we've got any of the solds. None there. Do we have any historically? Not seeing any on Worth Point. And not seeing anything. There's a patch of match covers so there's something from the Emeryville Motel. So not a lot out there for this one. Hotels and motels usually do pretty good. I usually this is Oakland, California. It's not a small town, but there's really not much else out there for this. So what I will probably do is we'll go back to the title. Again, it's a chrome postcard. We're going to do Oakland, California. Emeryville. Oh, sorry. It's actually titled the Motel Emeryville. Looking at the back of the card, we could try to put in the address, 5425 San Pablo Avenue. Let's take a look at maybe what is there now. Well, looks like they didn't survive. But that's definitely the same building. Kind of interesting to see then and now. What I am going to do here is we're going to go ahead and put in that address, 5425 San Pablo Avenue. And then I've got a few characters left. I'm just going to go ahead and leave those blank. Now, usually I'm going to look at a card and think about the merits. I could maybe mention there's a phone booth. You know, there's not a whole lot going on here to mention, right? Somebody may want this one for nostalgia purposes. Somebody may want, you know, who knows, right? Just collect odd Oakland motels or just odd motels. There's not, again, nothing out here. We're going to change that to the city region. We're going to take out the brand. This is a Mike Roberts card. I don't think it's necessary to fill in the brand, but you know, if I'm here, I might as well do it anyways. It is unposted, so we've got all those details. I'm going to go ahead and just paste my title down here. Oops, I did it again. There we go. Chrome postcard, Oakland, California, Motel Emeryville. There we go. All right. Like I said, there's not a ton going on here. I'm going to go ahead and just go $14.95. I mean, it's okay, but you know, there's no cars in the picture. I don't think anyone's going to care about the phone booth. You know, I'm just going to go ahead because there's nothing out here. We're going $14.95. Make offer. Charge the shipping. List the item. Put that in its hard sleeve and move on to the next. All right, next up. All right, now we've got a slightly different card, a modern drive-in and motel in California. Now, I believe I just listed this exact same card recently, so this one might be extra easy. And if it's ever possible to make it easy on yourself, I always suggest doing that. So let me just take a look here real quick. There it is. Okay. Modern drive-in, California. There we go. So there's a bunch of this one out here. Look at all these. These are all the same postcards, right? 19 available. How many are sold? One for $5.99 plus shipping. One for 19 cents plus shipping. One for $3.75 plus $1 shipping. So not selling for a lot. This is the top dollar, $5.99 free plus shipping. you know, with this many out there, I'm kind of on the fence as to even whether I'd list this or not. That said, I've already got the draft built, so we're just going to go ahead and do this since we're demonstrating as well. I don't think this one would normally make the cut, but we'll do it anyways. So, the vintage linen postcard, a modern. I'm just going to put the title of the postcard as the title. And then we'll put unused, and then I'll do the unposted abbreviation. I've still got some left here. No other real details to put in there that might sell this. I think that's pretty much just say what it is. Sometimes is the best way. City and region, since it's kind of undefined, we'll just put California. I'm not going to put the brand on this one. Printed. This one's a linen postcard. It's unposted. Yada, yada. And then we'll put our title down here. All the stuff. And then I don't list my postcards for anything less than $6.95 free shipping. So I'm just going to list it for that. There's a lot out there. It's a common card. It appears to be about the most anyone's going to be willing to pay for it anyways. And we'll list it. Now, a lot of times, too, on these cards where I might be able to get $6.95 out of it, I'm also looking ahead to eBay's plans to incorporate the mailing envelope, the much more inexpensive way of shipping. Once that happens, I can reduce the price of this card and change the shipping option to the standard envelope and probably put it in a better range where somebody might buy it and I'm making roughly around the same amount. So we're going to complete another draft and move on to another. So this next one is, let me just find one here. Here's a good one. We'll do that. I'm looking at my stack here, deciding which to pick. We did some chromes. Let's go ahead and here we go. So let's take a look at the card. This one's a pretty cool card. Shipping cotton and lumber, New Orleans, Louisiana. Got a lot of stuff going on here. We got some boats. We got lumber. We got cotton bales. We got horses and a guy with the horse. It's an unposted, unused postcard. That's good as well. So we're going to go take a look at what else is out there. Let's just try shipping cotton and lumber. I'm not even putting postcard in the title here. All right. Let's just try cotton and lumber. Okay, we're not seeing anything here. Nothing listed. We'll do New Orleans cotton. All right, so we've got New Orleans cotton postcard. Well, there's a lot out there. Here's a Levicine baled. Here's a similar one here. Another similar one. Not seeing our exact card. Nope. Let's do same thing here. We'll use the same search term. We've got some solds. Looks like top of the market is up right around $8 or so. But again, we're not seeing any that are like ours. Let's try New Orleans lumber postcard. None there. All right. Let's pop on over to Worth Point. We got one here. That was Mississippi. We're seeing some pretty high prices on some of these, but these are slightly different content, right? Not seeing our exact card here. But we can see already by just in our search here for cotton, you know, people do buy these cards, right? Even though we're not finding an exact match, that doesn't necessarily matter. We're going to go, let's just check Terapeak real quick. We're just trying to get as many little data points as we can. New Orleans cotton postcard. Research, come on. Oh, I misspelled cotton. No wonder. To inform our pricing decision. So in the last year, 129 sales. Let's see the total sales price here. $20 plus $2.50 shipping. Looks like the highest price on a cotton docks. These are Black Americana, Cotton Exchange, Sugar Cotton. So I think the one that we're looking at here is relatively unique compared to the other ones, and it's got some other selling points. So I am going to go, again, we're going to do a make offer on this one. So let's go back here. Now, typically the undivided backs, or the divided back postcards, which this one is roughly around 1910s. I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. We're going to go New Orleans, Louisiana, LA, and then we're going to go cotton and lumber. I do not use punctuation. This one's titled Shipping and Cotton and Lumber to Europe. Wow, look at that. Down to the character. So I think that's pretty much what we're going to go with. I'm going to go ahead and pop that into the description. We're going to go ahead and make sure we've got it in the right category. Louisiana. I'm going to go ahead and accept those because those just saved me that time. It's a printed card. Going to be divided back, unposted, and there we go. So you know what? $34.95 already set in there. I'm just going to go with it. Somebody may see the card. I think it's unique. I'm going, again, my general strategy is to price high. So even though there's not necessarily a sales history that backs us up completely, looking at the lumber postcards here, I mean, here's one that's $63. It's around the same era. It is colored. That doesn't make a huge difference. Here's another one. This one looks like real photo, though. you know, lumber stuff is one selling point. So I think $34.95 is probably good. I could maybe go higher. But I'm just going to go with it on this one. And we'll see how it works. All right, let's move on to the next card. Here is a real photo. That little piece of paper up here at the top, that's the stamp hanging over. You can see it there. I don't spend a lot of time looking at the stamps. Sometimes there could be value. I've never found one that's worth it, at least worth the time. So obviously this is kind of cool. At the pyramids, Cairo, real photo, riding a camel. International postcards don't necessarily always sell as fast as the US ones, but we'll take a look. Cairo, pyramids. Let's start with that. Only about 20 out there right now. Obviously, none of them are exact ones. Gonna look at the solds. You know, there's 20 available and 10 are listed. This looks like our exact card right here. RPPC, postcard, Cairo, Egypt, pyramid, camels. Those sound like some pretty good keywords. Most of these are, you know, 10, 15 bucks, looks like. So I'm pretty good here. I could keep searching, right? But I'm, you know, based on what I'm seeing, feel like I felt it out. There's nothing too spectacular about this particular postcard. It is posted. It's got those stamps going over the top there. I believe it's got a date here of 1963. Yeah, here we go, 1963. So it's not super old, even though it is still real photo. So we're going to go Vintge Postcard, RPPC. We're going to put the date in there. Cairo, Egypt. Pyramids. Giza. Camel. Oasis. What else did the other guy say? Egypt, pyramids, camels. There we go. All the information's there. Got some extra characters here. I even added in Giza. I believe that's the Great Pyramid, but I'm not sure, so I'm not gonna put it in there. All right, gonna change our categories. Accept those. This is a real photo. Posted condition is posted. We're gonna paste our title down here. The other one didn't sell for a ton. So I'm gonna just go $14.95 and list it. Put it in its sleeve. And we've already got 5 done here. And I'm going really slow. Like once you start doing this a lot and you've got a stack of postcards ready to go, and you're not blabbing at a computer screen, this can go really fast. Oh, I accidentally hit Cell Similar, so we're just going to force a habit. Normally I'm hitting Cell Similar. So we're going to delete the draft since we just listed that. What do I got here? I'll do this one. This one's kind of a funny one. I was looking at this before. Obviously Sonoma, California, but it's like somebody printed over the original part of this. Ranching in California, something. So obviously it's a sheep farmer. Sheep. Hard to tell. But 1911, Weinberg. So we are just going to go and take a look at this. So let's do Sonoma sheep. Not surprising, nothing there. Nothing there. Let's do Sonoma greetings. 30 postcards. These are newer than ours. These are chromes. Here's a grapes. Some of the stuff isn't postcards. So not a lot out there. None of these are postcards except for this one. And that's Sonoma County. So that's pretty good. Let's take a look at Worth Point. Okay, too many to look at. Postcards. So there's a few greetings from, there's the one that we saw that sold. Okay. So just looking at this one, I mean, there's Sonoma, California. We know we're good there. There's really nothing else out there similar to this one. So we're going to go Vintge Postcard. We know the date on this one. So it's 1911, right? I could do Weinberg, you include the postmark, but instead we're going to go Sonoma, California. And we're going to go ahead and do herding sheep, sheepdog, shepherd. I think that's probably all we need to squeeze in there. We could maybe put Weinberg as a postmark. Somebody might be looking for a Weinberg postcard. So there's our title. Generally speaking, if it's unique, I'm going to be pricing it up a little bit. So we're going to change that to Sonoma. I don't know that I can see the maker on this. Cardinal Vincent. That's the publisher. I'll just put that in there. It's a searchable field. So printed lithograph, divided back, correct. This one is posted. And I'm going to go ahead and put this one at $24.95 just because it's fairly unique. Don't see any out there. In general, because it's wine country, there are people who collect stuff from Sonoma. So we'll just go ahead and put it in there as that. List our item. And we're going to complete another draft. What do we got next? Let's do this one. Here we go. Kind of a little bit different. Horned Toad of California. There we go. Now here we can see the publisher, right? So here's a good chance for us to go over to Metro Postcard. Let's see if they've got this postcard or this publisher listed. That's not it. Not DeMacy. Sometimes they'll have the little symbol down here that we're looking for. Don't see M & Co. This one actually says M Cash Hour. So let's see if there's anything on that. Nope. Let's take a look. Then we'll just kind of do Horned Toad Postcard. Well, it looks like there's a few sold. None of them are the exact same as ours. One went for $14.95, including the shipping. It's a little different than the one we have. 30 available. There's close to ours, but that's not it. Don't see any with ours exactly. Here's ours right there. That's funny. Somebody crossed out California, and instead it says Texas. So that's kind of funny. Okay. So when we put Horned Toad, we have 30 active listings, and we had 11 sold. This one's a comic. You know, we're kind of all over the place here. I'm gonna go for this guy. This is the same era, the white border. This one's Arizona though. Here's what we're gonna do. It's got some foxing, not, you know, slight condition issue. So we're gonna go Vintge Postcard, the Horned Toad of California, unused, unposted, M Cash Hour Co Pub. There we go. That's about as much information as we can get from this card. So I'm going to put it there. Oh. And then we'll just put California. We already have the Cash Hour. So we'll do M Cash Hour. It's unposted, printed. Era here is white border. We can tell this by the white border. Pretty straightforward. Unposted. There we go. I'm going to kind of go middle of the road here with 30 out there and 11 sold. The sell-through is okay, but the peak on it is in Arizona, right? I'm just going to go a little bit higher than my minimum. We'll say $8.95. And we'll do the free shipping. And that's that. We'll move on to the next. All right, let's see here. This is an interesting one. This one is Butcher. I don't know. Doctor. Let's just. Usually, I'll make sure that this is righted on these vertical ones before I list it. Dr. Trenkler in Brussels is the publisher. All right, let's go over to Google real quick. I'm going to translate. Probably French. Oh, it's Blucher. Nope. Maybe it's German. What's a Blucher? Oh, it's the guy. Is that our guy? I think that's our guy. He's got the mustache. He's wearing a medal in ours. All right. So let's see if we can find anything about this guy. We're just going to take out all that middle name stuff. Gebhard Blucher. Okay. Nothing available about this guy. Let's take a look here. Oops. All right, so not seeing a ton out here in terms of other stuff about the guy. Let's see if we have anything show up in Terapeak. Here we go. Here's one down here. Germany, A.K. Blucher, Gebhard, Lebrecht, von Blucher, old postcard. Can't see the photo. That's fine. $2 plus $2 shipping. You know, there's none out here. And I'm just going to go. Put his name in there. What is this guy? All his elevators. You're against the Napoleon one at the Battle of Nations. That seems like some good stuff. dating on this one. It's a divided back. We'll put that in there. So 1910s. We'll say Napoleonic, right? Because that's Napoleonic. And Prussian general, field marshal. That's a big German word. I think Prussian general would probably be enough. All right. Copy that. We're going to need to change our category. I'm going to go ahead and put him in military postcards. And it's not a great fit. I think we're going to go other collectible postcards here. So we'll browse our categories. There's really not a great fit here. We could do people maybe. Let's see if they drill it down anymore. Yeah, all right. That's fine. Our title. Printed. Divided back. Unposted. We should probably put that up in the title here as well. This guy's got a really long name. Gerhard Liebrecht von Blücher. Subject. What? Historical figure. Sure. Okay, good enough. Since one sold for, I'm gonna go again. There's none out there. This is just kind of a interesting one. I'm not gonna go for big money on it. I'm just gonna list it for $7.95. We'll see how it does. You know, at $7.95, I have the option to go lower the price or send an offer. It does have a little bit of a wonky corner on it. So even though it's unposted, these things can still sustain damage over time. Not the kind of thing that has enough intrigue to shoot for the moon, right? All right, let's do another one here real quick. Let's do this one. From my hometown, Seattle, Washington. This is the Smith Tower, circa 1930s. There used to be a nightclub right down at the base of it called the Backdoor Ultra Lounge that I used to love going to in my early 20s. Right across the street in the building you see here in the lower left was another nightclub that was after hours called Superhighway that I went to all the time after the Backdoor Ultra Lounge closed. Oh, in my 20s. That was fun. All right. So there we go. Smith Tower. At one point, the tallest building west of the Mississippi. So, it's kind of odd that it has that there, but we're going to just take a look for Smith Tower postcard. Now this one's mine. This is actually the ticket to ride the elevator was a postcard, which is kind of cool. But let's just go over to sold listings here. Not seeing any solds. Let's add Seattle here. Interesting. Got some results in Worth Point. A lot of these are real photo. See how many sold in the last year. There's a few. This one looks like ours right here, but it's marked early 1900s. I don't necessarily know that's true. So they do sell. It's just none specifically have sold in the last 90 days. Okay, so I'd say that's probably worth listing. It's a fairly common subject. So we're going to go Seattle, Washington. And we're going to go Smith Tower. Madison Street. Business section. Unposted. Change our category to Washington. I always just try to use up as much of the title on these as possible with things people might be searching for. Right? If somebody's searching for a Seattle postcard, they might be looking for any of these things. Printed, white border, unposted. We're going to go ahead and just pop down our title here. Head on down to price it. I'm going to go $7.95. Free ship. Mostly due to how common the subject is. But since it's unposted, I think that, possibly somebody wants it as a souvenir or, who knows? I've been up the Smith Tower. It's the very top of it is an apartment now. Which is really cool. Okay. Well, Buster's here. We'll let him say hello, and then we're going to wrap it up. So we'll give you guys your moment of cat. And say thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you got some good information here. You got a little peek inside my process and how I like to do things when I'm listing these postcards. I will tell you, the more you do these, the faster you get and the easier it becomes. Some of these things will become sort of second nature. You won't have to do as much research. You can start moving a lot quicker between your tabs. And it's honestly, start seeing some things that will stick out on a card just by second nature by looking at it. And the way to do that is by looking, quite honestly. Do I list every postcard I get? No, absolutely not. I would say it's probably around 50% of the total postcards that I buy actually get listed. Behind me, back there, that whole pile right there is postcards that I've gone through and I did not list. So there are ones that I will just say, okay, there's too many out there. There's like 100 of this exact card and nobody's bought it. It's going in that pile right over there, right in there. So that's going to be it. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave your questions, comments, etc. down in the comments. If it's your first time here, we're going to be doing some more postcard specific content moving forward. So, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. I do sell a lot of other things besides just postcards. So we do lives very often in packing, etc. And that's going to be it. Thanks very much, everyone. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.